Hello everyone, good morning.
Hey Ankit, good morning.
Hi Ankit, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ankit.
Let me share my screen. I think we can get started. I hope you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes.
It's visible.
Okay, cool. Let's get started. Okay, let's discuss couple of questions from the day 6 assignment, right? Let me hide this. Okay. Any particular questions you want to discuss?
The
Let's go
sixth one.
Yeah, let's go one by one. Okay. So first one I think is straightforward. Write a query to print employee name, their manager name, and difference in their age. Right? For employees whose year of birth is before their manager's year of birth. So we created a new column, right? With the date of birth. And we can use it. Any doubt in question 1? All of you were able to solve this?
I did.
Yeah, I was able to solve all of them, but yeah, this one also.
Okay, cool. Write a query to find subcategories who never had any return order in the month of November. This is a similar question we have done in the previous assignment. It is just that you have to put a filter on the month as well, right? November. You can take date part, month, and get the filter on month equal to 11, right? And that is it. Okay. Okay. This one. Can someone quickly put the query for this question?
It's on my other system, but I was able to do it, Ankit.
Okay. So can someone tell me what will be the logic for this one?
I looked at the count of product ID at an order ID level. So basically, like we are looking for orders where is only one product was bought, right? So I did a group by order, and I looked at all the orders where count of product ID is only one, which means there was only one product on that order.
Right. Yeah, that's the
Ankit, I pinged it. Is this correct one?
okay. Let me check. Yeah, this is the correct one. Count of order ID from orders group by order ID having. So if there is more than one row for any order, which means we have more than one product. Otherwise, one only. If we say equal to one, this is correct.
I did the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So Samir, I think you don't have to use alias when you have only one table.
Right.
I mean, there is no problem in this, but unnecessarily why to create alias?
Right.
Right. When there is more than one table, then you should definitely create aliases. Okay, good. This one, it will be done using string aggregate function. So whatever we did to get the manager name, we have to do that, and then we have to do manager name and string aggregate employee names, group by manager names, right? That is it.
Hi Ankit.
Yeah.
I'm using 2008 version of SQL. And, here string aggregation is not working.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
So do we have any alternate function in 2008? I'm not sure. Okay, can you not upgrade your SQL version?
Yeah,
Hello?
but yeah, I have tried, but string aggregate function is not working in my.
Okay,
Yes.
that's fine. We can see, just try if you can upgrade the version, uninstall and install the new version. Otherwise, I will check in 2008 if there is any workaround. But you understand how it works, right? That is important. Okay, I'll give you some,
Yes.
we will use some internet platforms to practice SQL queries. There you can use that function. Okay,
Okay.
okay. This is a very interesting question.
Yeah, I was able to do it.
Okay, so what we have to do basically, we have to get date
Uh,
diff.
So we need to get first like days between the dates, and then we need to get like weeks, and then multiply weeks by 2 and minus them from the days.
Right. So this will give me exact days, right? And if I just do minus, and instead of days, I will say weeks or week, whatever, and just 2 into this, right? So if there is 1 week between order date, ship date, 2 days will be subtracted, right? And I will get the business days, right? So this is very good question and good that you guys were able to solve it. Okay. Write a query to print these 3 columns: category, total sales, and total sales from return orders. Okay, so people have doubt on this, right?
I was not able to solve this actually. Sixth.
I was able to do it with the case statement, Ankit. Like do a case and then sum on the top of it.
Okay, let's do it quickly. Okay, so we are talking about return orders, right? So we will do a left join. Why we are doing left join?
Should get all the orders.
Right, because we need total sales as well,
Right.
right? So if you see total sales, so if I do inner join, we won't be able to get total sales at all. So that's why I'm doing left join. Okay. Okay, let's take whatever columns are required for now. What we need, category total sales. Okay, so we'll take category sales, O dot sales, and what we have R dot, let's say return reason. Okay, for now I'm taking these 3 columns only. Okay, so we have got all this, right? So if I have to get total sales, I will just do sum of sales as total sales, right? And do a group by on category.
Right.
This is straightforward, no issues. The issue comes with the return. How much is return, right, for each
That's right.
category?
Correct.
Right. So if you look at here, return reason, right? So what I'm saying is total sales of return orders. So if the order is returned, what will be the value of return reason? It can be either of 3, right?
Hmm.
Right. If it is not returned, then it will be null.
Right.
And we want returned ones. So what if I say case when
Okay.
return reason is not null, then only take sales. Else 0, or so else clause if you don't put, it will take null. Okay, if return reason is not null, then sales, you can just say and. So else, putting else is not mandatory. If you don't put else, it will take null values for all the else conditions. But if you want, you can put else 0, you can put, not an issue. Okay, so this will give me sales. Okay, let's just run this. Let me comment this out, and I will take return reason here as well. And let's run this one. So if you see, wherever return reason is there, I have got sales in this column, right?
Hmm.
And wherever null, it is 0, because I'm saying when return reason is not null, then sales. So I'm getting sales only for those orders where there is some return, right? So once I get this, I just need to sum it up, right? Sum of, sorry. And this will be my total sales. That's it, right?
Okay.
Okay. So for each category, I got total sales and return sales. So these kind of questions are, very common during interviews where you have to put some case when condition within aggregation, right? So if you are able to crack these kind of questions, you are already ahead of 50% of the people, because most of the complex question that we see, they will involve case when and on top of this sum or any aggregate functions, right? So make sure you understand this, solve more problems. I think we have more problems on this in this assignment itself. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, write a query to print below 3. Now, can you guys do this? If you are able to do this, or if you are able to understand this, you should be able to do this as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Let's do it. So here also we have category. We don't need returns. I'll just
We have to use where condition, right?
sorry.
So we have to use where condition for year, right?
So how? So I need 3 columns: category, total sales in 2019, and total sales in 2020.
20.
Right? So in where condition, if I put, let's put where condition. Okay. I'm going to remove
This
that.
basically we have between, right? Between dates for in case, is it?
Yeah, we can do that. So there are multiple ways of doing it, right? Let's do one by one. So you are saying where order date, right? Order date. What I can do, I can put a date part, right? Date part here, order date. So I need 2019 and 2020, right? 2019. So with this, I will get 2019 and 2020 data, right?
Yes, yes.
Let's take order date. But the question is, I need 3 different columns, right? So even if I put this, let's put this. Sum of sales as total sales, right? And then group by category. If I run this,
Ankit, can we give multiple cases? Case when the date is this, and case when the date is that. I mean,
yeah, we
something
can
like
give
that.
it. Yeah, why not? Okay, I need to take this as well. Okay, so you see, I'm getting 3 rows for 2019 and 3 rows for 2020, right? So I got year-wise sales of each category. But my question is, I want different columns. I want category. So I want something like this. So for example, technology. Okay, for technology, what is the sales in 2019? This one. So this I want as a second column. And for technology, 2020 is this. I want this as a third column. So this is what I want in output. 3 columns. Category, 2019 sales, 2020 sales. Basically, I'm pivoting the data, right?
Got it.
So how we are going to do it? If you are
So-
able to understand this query, the above query, you should be able to solve this one.
Yeah, in case itself, we will do date part. One case for this particular year, one for another year, and then we have a column.
Right. So I can just say, so I need only 2019 sales. Case when equal to 2019. Then take sales, else 0, or you can skip it. And right, as sales 2019, right? Similarly, when it is 2020, then 2020. Okay. So if I have to run this again without group by, let me remove this sum for now. Okay, so you see for 2020 orders, 2019 is coming 0 and 2020 values coming, right? That's what I have done. If the year is 2019, then give sales as 0. So we have got separate columns, and wherever 2020 sale is there, in 2019 column it is 0 and sales is present in 2020 orders. Now what I need to do, I need to just sum them up, right? By furniture category, and that's it, right? I don't need year now in the group by, because I have separate columns for both the years. So I'll just remove this. This, and from group by also, and just put a sum here. Did anyone else solve this question using this method?
I did, Ankit.
Great. Okay. So for example, technology we were talking about. So this is 2019 and this is 2020. This is how you can do a pivoting also. So we had data in rows and we converted them to columns, right? So this is a very, very strong, very good concept, right? And I'm really telling you, most of the questions, all the complex questions involve this thing, case when, and on top of that aggregation. Okay. So you try these questions again later in the day or tomorrow, so that it is absolutely clear. Okay, and go step by step like I showed you. Don't do all full query together. Just put select statement, case statement, so that you see what is happening, right? And then you put aggregation. Okay.
Ankit, can I add something here if you don't mind?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I mean, I started like 2-3 months back and I had no clue like how to do this thing, but whatever you have covered in your YouTube videos, there I learned this trick, right? I mean, how to do like this type of aggregation. Even the other question, right, where we had to count business days, that concept is also there in your video. So like, again, like once everyone feels comfortable, I would highly recommend everybody to go there and go through your videos. There's like a lot of good.
Definitely. So thanks for adding that. So once I cover, subqueries and window functions, I'm waiting for those to cover, because most of the questions you will see will involve subquery and window functions, right? So once I cover that, you should start solving questions for my playlist. There are other websites also I will share. And the more questions you solve, you will get, more confidence. And they are set pattern, there are 10-12 patterns on which questions will be asked always. Or in your day-to-day work also, those 10-12 patterns only you will use, right? So once you get comfortable with those patterns, you will be able to solve any question. Okay, so that's fine in the first attempt if you're not able to solve this, but over the period of time, this will become very normal things and you will be able to solve it in no time. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the
Hey, hi,
Yes.
Ankit.
yeah.
Hello. Can you please explain the first query which you have executed actually? Because of some internet issue, I have disconnected in between.
First one, you mean
This the
this one?
yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay. Okay. So the question was, write a query to print category total sales and total sums of return orders, right?
Right.
So using sales, we will get the total sales. That is straightforward, right? The only thing is
Yeah.
return sales. So for
Yeah.
return sales, we joined with the return data set on order ID.
Okay.
And we are taking the sales only when return reason is not null. If return reason is null, which means that order is never returned. Okay. If return reason is not null, it means the order was returned, right?
Okay.
For the non-return orders, return reason will be null, right?
Okay.
So I'm just saying, if it is not null, it means the order was returned, then take sales, otherwise 0, and then thus aggregated. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Write a query to print top 5 cities in West region by average number of days between order date and ship date. So you have to get the number of days between order date and ship date, right? And just get the average by city, right? So let's say you have 4 orders. The difference between them, order date and ship date, is 4, 4, 5, 5. In a particular city, you would get the average and then sort by average and limit to 5, right? That is it. And for the last question, you have to do cell join 2 times, right? So it will be something like this. Select from EMP E1, right? Join. Were you guys able to do this question, or you have any doubt on this?
Yes, I'm able to do that.
Is able to do it. Ankit.
Okay. So it is just you have to do E2 dot manager ID equal to E1 dot employee ID. Sorry, E1 dot manager ID equal to E2 dot employee ID, and then you will get the manager name from here, and E2 dot employee ID say you will get the manager ID, and then you will say E2 dot employee ID, E2 dot manager ID, right? Yeah,
So the E2 dot manager equals to E3 dot employee.
right. And then from E3, the name you will take will be the senior manager name. Okay, just try it yourself. Whoever is not able to do it, it's a straightforward thing. You just have to do one more join. Okay, let's move on to today's topics. Today's day 7, right? Okay. Okay. So we spoke about what date functions, right? We saw date diff, date part, and different date functions and how we can use them to solve the very interesting SQL problems. Now, similar to the date functions, we have the string functions as well, right? So we will talk about some of the string functions today. Important string functions. So there are a lot of string functions. So if you go to SQL Server side, you see there are a lot of string functions, right? I will tell you which very important ones, but later you can go through all of them from the SQL Server website or W3 School. Anything is fine. So let's start from some of the important ones. So orders. Okay, because we will be working on strings, let's take some string column only. No need to take everything, right? So I will take order ID and customer name. Okay. So first function we will talk about is length function. Okay, so it is just len, and if you pass customer name or any column, it will give length of the string of each customer name as length of name. Okay. So if you see, there are 11 characters in the customer name, so I'm getting length name as 11. Similarly for this one, 15. Okay, so you have to check how many characters are there in a string. You can use length function. Okay. Now let's say you want.
Also will add as a length.
Sorry?
Length, right? Space also will add as one length, right?
Yes, from starting to end, space is also there. In fact, if space is there after the name, that also will be. So for example, let's take this. Okay, so there we have 11 characters, right? So it is 11 coming because I have hard coded the value. So even if I give a space before this and execute, see, it is coming 12. So it will count the leading and trailing spaces as well, length function, right? It is still coming 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. It should be 13, right? Not sure why it is. Interesting. It is not counting trailing spaces, right? It is just counting the leading spaces. Okay. It is only counting the leading spaces. So now it is 13. But if I give at the end, it is not counting. Maybe some internally it is doing something. That's fine. But you understand that this is the total length of the column. Okay. Generally, you won't have trailing spaces and something in your data, right? Okay. Let's move on to the next function. Okay. If you want some particular characters from left or right, you can use left function, right? Left customer name, and you can say I want first 4 characters. Okay. As name underscore 4, right? So it will give you first 4 or 5, whatever you want, right? So let's run this. See, we got left 4, CLAI, right? Similar to left, we have a right function as well. It will give you right characters. How many you want from the right? Let's say 5. It will give you 5 from the right. Right? So we have space GUTE. Similarly, here we have space HUFF. Right? Here we have FFMAN. Okay, so this is your right. Now, what if you want something in between? So we have a substring function. Okay. Now substring function is very interesting. You have to pass 3 arguments in this. So first argument is column name. Let's put customer name. Okay. And then you have to pass from which character you want to pick the string. So for example, I want to pick from 1, 2, 3, 4 from the 4th character. Right? And how many characters you want to pick is the third argument. Let's say I want to pick 5 characters as sub str45. Okay, so if I run this, now if you see for this name, customer name, 4th position is 1, 2, 3, 4 I. So it is starting from I, and from I it is taking 5 characters. Right? So let's take example of order ID. If you check order ID, we have 2 characters, then hyphen, then year, right? Let's say I want to extract year from the order ID, right? Let's say I don't have order date column or whatever reason, I want to extract year from the order ID column. So what I will do, I will say order ID, right? I will say that give me from which character? 1, 2, 3, 4. From 4th character, give me 4 characters, right? So what will happen? It will go to the 4th character and give 4. So 2020 I will get, 2019 I will get, right? order year I will get from this. Right, so I got 2020. I want 4 characters, right? Just 4. You see, we got 2020. Here 2019. So from 4th character, we are taking 4 character more. It is not, some people are confused that it is from 4th character to 5th character. No, it is not. If it is 4th to 5th, we will get only 2. If it is 4 to 4, we will get only 1. But that is not the case. It is from 4th character, extract 4 characters, right? Next 4. So character number 4, 5, 6, 7 will be picked up. Okay. I hope
Not
this is
getting engaged. No, not getting.
okay. So what I'm saying that 1 second. Yeah, what I'm saying that substring functions, you have to pass 3 parameters. Okay. First is column name on which you want to find substring. Okay. Then you have to tell from which position I want to extract the substring. So I want to extract from the 4th position. Okay, let's take this here. So this is my first position. U is first position. This is second
Right.
position. This is third, and this is 4th. So 4th is what? 2. Right? Then I'm saying from 4th position, take 4 characters. So from 4th position, this is first, second, third, 4th.
Okay.
So I got 2019.
Okay.
Okay. If I say 5, I will get -1 also. Right?
So in 3, it's in 3, basically in 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3, it's taking this one on, like also, right? I mean, in a third character.
4th
This.
character. 4th character.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Including this one. So 4th, from 4th, 5 characters. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This is again very important function, substring. So yeah. Okay. Next very important one is char index. Okay. So for example, you have order ID, right? Or let's say customer name. And let's say I'm putting a space here. I'll just tell you what I'm doing. As space position. Okay. And let's run this. I'll just remove this. Okay. So if you see, okay, I think this is reverse like this. Okay. So what we have to pass, we have to pass a character in char index and the column name. So what it will tell me what is the position of space in this column. Okay. So if we look at the first name, again, I will just copy paste it here. So this is first, second, third, 4th, 5th, 6th, and this is 7th position. So space is at 7th position, right? So that's why I'm getting space position as 7. So I'm saying, give me the index of space in customer name. At what position space is present in customer name? So it is 7th position. Similarly, for this guy, it is 5. CEAN 4 and then 5, right? So let's take some other character. I want the position of C. Okay. So this is the first position, right? In the customer name, C is 1. 0 means if the C is not there at all, it will return 0, which means that this character is not available in this name. Make sense? If the character is there, it will give you the position of that character. If it is not, then it will be 0.
And if it is repeating, Ankit, then it will.
If it is repeating, let's do this. So we have, let's find some n. Okay, we'll see n. Okay.
Last
No,
two.
no, I did not select it actually. Yeah. Okay. So we have this one. So it is giving me space position is 4. The position of n is also 4. Okay, Cn. So it will give the position of first character. I mean first occurrence. So in Cn, if you see the first occurrence of n is at 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is giving 4. So if it is repeating, it will give you the first occurrence, the position of the first occurrence of that character. So n is there 3 times, right, in this name. So
Yes.
first is at the 4th position, so that's why it is giving 4. Okay, is that clear?
Okay. What if we need all three ends in, I mean, we wanted to know the position of all three ends.
You want the position of all 3 ends.
All
Okay.
three ends.
So we will have to have 3 columns then, right? I mean, you will have to drive in 3 columns. In one output,
Okay.
you will get only one, right?
Mhm.
So we will have to create one more column, right? And there is one more function I will tell you where you can specify which occurrence of the character you want, right? So if you want first occurrence or second occurrence or third occurrence, right? It will give you. So if we go to n, it is all giving same, right? 4, 4, 4. Let's look at.
We have to start after the index of the first 10.
Sorry, after the index of?
First 10, sir. That
I
means
should give here, you are saying?
no,
No,
sir. At the last only, after 4th index. In place of 2 or 3, we have to put 4 or 5.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's look at the documentation quickly. Okay, this is a start location. Okay, from where I want to start, right? Okay, got it. Yeah. But there was one more function I remember where we can pass. We can pass on which occurrence I want. Maybe not the SQL Server, but I will check. But using these functions, how can, so basically third argument is from which position I want to start, right? So for example, I say 4 and I say 6. And if I run this, okay, so here I'm getting 4, 4, 10. So which means we are starting from 4th characters. Let's start from the 5th one. Then I think we will get it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you see for this guy, n is at 4th position, next is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and after that also 10. So let's put 11, right? Okay, now we got 11. So what is happening is it is starting from position 1. So by default, if you don't give anything, it will start from the start. But if you can pass a position that I want to search from string 1, I want to search from string 5, I want to search from string 11, right? Now here we have hard coded. Let's say I want to find first position, second position. So how I will find? I will first find the first position and add 1 in that. So what I will do now here, I will use it here, right? And plus 1, right? Is this correct? So if I run this,
Cannot you provide just column name, that alias in this instead of the,
no, here we cannot provide. No.
Okay.
No. At least in SQL Server not, but again in some databases it works. if you provide alias in next one, but it doesn't work here. Okay. Okay, so there are some workarounds you can do it, but you understand cal index, how it works, right? Third argument is optional. If you don't give, it will start from the start. If you give, the search will be from that position, 5th or 8th or whatever. Okay. So let me just move it. Okay. Let's look at some more functions. Let me see which ones are okay. Next is concat function. So we have this concat, and if you want to concat multiple strings, multiple columns together, you can use concat function. So for example, I want order ID and customer name. I can say order ID, comma customer name, right? And run this. You see, we got customer ID, order ID and customer name together, right? Now let's say I want a space in between because there is no space. I want to put something in between. I can just put one space or whatever, right? And that will work. So I'm saying concat order ID, then a space, and then a customer name. Order ID, then we have a space, and then we have a customer name, and we can put anything. I mean, hyphen also, underscore, plus, minus, whatever. There's no restriction on that. Okay. So we have order ID, then hyphen, and then the customer name. So if you want to concat the strings, I can use concat function, or I can just use a plus sign. So instead of concat, so both of these works. So I can just say order ID plus customer name. If I run this, that also will work. Right? This is also working. So you can use this or use anything. Both works. I want to enter one more character in between. So I'll just add plus and say hyphen within single quotes, and that is it. Okay.
Hey, Ankit, if I want to extract only first name from that customer name, so how will we?
Yeah. So if you want to extract first name from the customer name, how you will do now? Tell me. Out of these functions only you can use some functions and get it.
Substring cal index.
Right. What I will do, this is going to be today's assignment, but just to give you an idea, we can use substring function, right, on the customer name, starting from first until where you can find using cal index, where is space, right?
With the use of length, we can use it, right?
With length, how you will do? You will get the length of full, right?
We should be using a combination of char index and left, right?
That is also can be done, right? Yeah, we can use left and cal index. So let's do it. Left of customer name, right? And how many you want? You want, let's take cal index. As first name. Okay, so it will give you the position of space in customer name, right? So let's say it is, what is the position of space here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It will give you 7, right? But I want 6 characters only. I don't want space. So I will just say -1, right? And it will give me first name. Let's run this. Function. Sorry, it is fine, right? Cal index. Invalid length parameter passed to the left or substring function. Check if this is creating issue. Index is giving me the index of customer name, and that is what I'm passing into customer name left function. Invalid length parameter passed to the left or substring function. Okay, if I don't do -1, then also it is giving error. Okay, it is working. But when I give -1, it is not working. We'll have to check that. But if you see, you got from CL so you got the char index of space, which is what? 7, right? So from you got 7 characters from the left of customer name, right? So this is how you can get the first name.
Sir, can we put char index -1 in a bracket?
Like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, same issue. I can check that later. That's fine. Maybe it is giving in character, but I converted it to int. Still, it is giving error. I can check that. I'll check and let you all know. But the idea is you have to get the index of name, whatever character you want. Okay. And if you get the index, then you can just say left, give me that many characters. Right? Is this clear? How we got the first name?
Yes.
Instead of
clear.
that left, can we use char and char index and can we get the first name?
Sorry?
By using only char index, we can use and get the first name.
Char index will just give me the index, right? It won't give the name, full string, right? Char index will give me the position, isn't it?
Yeah.
It will just give you the position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Nothing much. That position you have to use with other functions. Okay.
And one thing, like for middle name also we need to use this, or we have a middle function as well. Like
No,
we
there
have,
is no middle function as such. You will have to do a workaround using substring left and char index.
okay.
You have to play with them and get it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see which are other important functions. So we have this. Okay, let's look at replace function. Again, the important one. Let me take it to the top. So we have this replace function.
Ankit, one point that I would like to add over here, if we want to remove, we can even use trim function as well, correct?
Trim function.
Yep.
Trim function is to trim spaces.
Yes, because we wanted to remove the space, so I'm just thinking that, we might use trim function as well to remove.
Yes, yes. After this, you are saying on top of it, right?
Yep. On top of that left one.
You are right. We can use trim function. It will trim leading and trailing spaces. I'll come to that. Okay. So let's talk about replace function. Replace function is if you want to replace some string from a column to some other string. So for example, let's say I have this order ID. Okay. I want to replace CA to PA, something randomly I'm telling. Sorry. What it will do, it will go to order ID. Wherever there is a CA, it will replace with PB. Okay. So if I run this, this is the column name. See, CA is replaced with PB. Right? Everywhere. So here there is no CA, so it is as it is. Wherever there is a CA, it will replace it with PB. Right? So you can replace a substring from a string. So if I want to do on customer name, I can even give just one character. So all the A's will be replaced with B. So if we look at it here, do we have anywhere a? Yeah, we have Andrew, right? Andrew Allen. So both the places, if you see, A is replaced with B. Andrew Allen. Making sense? Okay, similar to replace, we have a translate function. In translate function, what we have to do, again, just let me look at the syntax once. Okay, so again, you have to pass 3 arguments, and let's say I want to do CA and not CA. Let's take something else. AG. Let's take AG. To
Ankit,
yeah.
In replace function, you said like A is getting replaced with B, right?
Here, right.
But in, I mean, I have a doubt. In row number 23, I can see the name Keen Black, right? So,
So it is case sensitive now, right? So it is a
okay.
small a.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So let's run this. Okay, now what translate function is doing? So if I use replace function, it will replace wherever ag is there with TP, right? But what translate function is doing, it will translate A to T and G to P. So it is one-to-one mapping, A to T, G to P. So if you see here, A is converted to T here, right? A is converted to T. Let's look at it here. A is converted to T and G is converted to P, right? So don't get confused between replace function and translate. Replace function will look for full string. So whatever you give, it will look for this full string together, and then if it is there, it will replace. But translate function is translating one by one. It will translate A to T, G to P. Okay, if I have one more C, L, so it will translate C to L. Okay, is this okay?
Ankit, I have one doubt. So you have provided both the string length similar. So if I am changing that, so if I'll write that as EGC and TP only, so what will be the outcome?
Okay, let's take some examples so that we can see, right? So let's take AG. C is there. Okay, C is there. Let's see what will happen to this one. The second and third argument of this function must contain equal number of characters. So it is giving you error. It is saying the second and the third argument should have same length.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any other doubt here in all these functions?
And Ankit, we're not able to convert timestamp column with replace, right?
No, it is string functions. All these are string functions. These are supposed to be used on a string, not integer or date functions or timestamp. These have to be used in only string functions. Okay, you have a replace. You have this reverse function as well. Reverse. So it will just reverse the string.
Can we remove space also, or like by using translate function or replace function in all the names?
Yeah, we can just replace space with nothing. So for example, you have this, right? I will just replace space with nothing. If I run this now, first of all, this reverse function is doing reverse of the string, right? And this is removing space.
And like, what if we are having the multiple space, like we are having 3 words, then also it's replacing. Yeah, okay.
Yes, replace will replace everything. I mean, all the occurrences.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Ankit, I have a question on translate.
Yes.
So in translate, we have A, G, and C. So what if a string has only A and G and it doesn't have C? Would it still work for the
Yeah, it will
translation
work.
just for A and G?
Yes. So see, all of these names doesn't have A, G, C. So wherever A is there, it will replace with T. If A is not there, it is absolutely fine. Wherever G is there, it will replace with P. Not necessarily all the names will have A, G, C, right?
Okay.
So whatever is present, it will just replace. The only condition is this and this argument should have same length.
Okay, yeah, that should be the same. And okay, I think that resolves my question.
Okay.
And is there any limit on the number of occurrences it can resolve? It'll replace every instance of A in the string?
Right.
Translate.
Every instance.
Okay.
Replace and translate both will replace or translate every instance of the character.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Ankit, I have a doubt in translate. So it's AGC. See, if I want to convert like C character with anything like with the space and with the pipe, is it possible?
You have to specify with what you want to replace, right? How you can replace one character with 2 characters?
No, if I want to convert the C character with the pipe, so with the
You
pipe
can do
or
it.
the space.
You can give pipe here, right? If I
And
put
it's
AC,
work
B
with the-
pipe.
Okay.
So A will translate to B and C will be translated to pipe. See, pipe is there.
Yes.
C is converted to pipe. So you can give any character as such, no limitation. You can give plus, minus, anything.
You can give any special character here.
Right.
Okay, I have a
Anything.
doubt.
Yeah.
When you're referring the document there, it was saying it as transact SQL. So what is meant by transact SQL?
Where you are talking?
Yeah, on the top.
Translate
over
it is.
there.
It is translate.
No, in the bracket you can see, right? Over there, transact SQL. So is there anything specific to that?
No, nothing as such. Nothing as such. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It is all same. Okay, I think you guys can go through all other string functions. I will not be going through all of them, but if you go through the documentation, you will understand. Just try all of them once. Okay. One important one is trim. If you use trim, it will trim leading and trailing spaces. So for example, I will say trim, and I don't have anything where we have leading trailing spaces, but just take one example. So this is there. So it will just trim and give the name after removing the spaces. If you see, only Ankit is there. There are no spaces now. Just copy paste. There are no spaces. Both leading and trailing have been removed. Okay. If something is there in between, it will not remove as such. it is giving me still Ankit Bansal. So the middle one is not there, but only leading and trailing it will replace. Okay. Okay. So this is about string functions. Let's move on to a few more functions, not string functions, other functions. So we will talk about null handling functions. Yeah.
Ankit, can you please repeat the trim function again?
Yeah, sure. So trim function will trim leading and trailing white spaces from the string. Okay. Let's say your customer name is there, here, this. Let's say your customer name, instead of this, it was like space, clear, and then good, and then again space. So if you use trim function on this, right? So this is your name now. And if you use trim function on this, it will remove the spaces, leading and trailing both, and will give you just this one in the output. Okay.
Yes.
Ankit, I have one more question for string functions.
Mhm.
So sometimes we get the data set from application databases. So the data engineers will give us the data set, and sometimes we miss out on some things like sanity checks. So suppose we have the customer name as Claire Good or whatever it is. So suppose there is a space at the end of it, and we don't add a trim function on that column, and we give it out to the consumer to use it. And then when they're using the filter, it would basically run like a where clause, but then they wouldn't be able to get the data for Claire Good because it has a space at the end of it.
Right.
So how do we identify if the columns that we'll be using would have any characters at the start of it or at the back of it, unless the user reports an issue on his side?
So see, what you can do is you can check how many characters are there. You can use length function, right?
Right.
What you can do select length of customer name, right? As well as what you can check length of trim customer name.
Oh, okay.
If they are same, which means there are no spaces trailing or leading. If they are different, it means there are some spaces, right?
Right. And then I can put it in the having clause to identify if it has something, then I can.
You can just put on top of it, you can just put in where condition, right?
Right.
You can say where this not equal to this. So you will get all those rows.
Right. Okay. Got it.
So again, it is not a having clause, right? You have to check row by row. So you have to put where condition.
Right.
Right? It is not an aggregation we are doing. Again, I know people are getting confused, but having comes whenever you are doing some filter on aggregation. There is no aggregation here.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
And let's say, for example, you missed it and your customer want to search for it, they can still use in where condition, they can use trim function. Where trim customer name equal to this. So
Yeah,
even
but
if
when it comes to the dashboard side, I cannot basically give that thing out.
yeah,
It'll be a
but I'm
direct
just
yeah.
telling. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we have been talking about null functions. I mean, null handling. How do we filter it? Is null, is not null. Okay, sometimes when we are generating reports, null doesn't look good, right? So for example, we had few orders where we had city as null, right? Where city is null. Okay, if I run this, let's take order ID, city, just this one. Okay, you are generating a report, but you don't like to see nulls, right? It doesn't look good, right? So what you want to do, you want to replace it with some default value. Let's say unknown, not known, whatever, right? So for that, we have a is null function. Okay. So is null function, what it will do, if your string is null, and let's take city also. Okay, so you can pass second argument as what you want to replace city with. So I want to replace it with unknown. right? I don't want to look it as null. I want it to look it as unknown. So instead of null, it will replace unknown. So we have the unknown, see? And if we have some value, it will obviously give that value, right? So let's run this without, I will do order by city. Okay, and okay, so if you see for these two records, it is giving unknown, and for everything else, wherever it is not null, it is giving the same value, right? So it will just replace null with the whatever value you provide in the second argument, and you can provide anything here. There's no restriction. So isNull function will have only two arguments. First one, the string on which you want to replace null, and with what value you want to replace, that will be the second argument. Okay. Now, similar to isNull, we have a coalesce function also. It is similar to isNull. So let's do this. Okay. This will also give same thing. So if I run this, here also we are getting unknown. But in the coalesce function, you can pass more than two arguments. So let's say you have 3-4 columns in your data. You can say if city is null, then it should check for state. Okay. If state is also null, it will check for region, right? And you can pass many columns here. And if it will check from the left, if it is not null, it will give city. If city is null for that row, then it will check state. If state is not null, it will give state. Let's say state is also null, then it will give region, right? And nothing is there, then this is a default value, unknown, right? So let's run this, take state also in the output. So if you see, the new city is coming as Washington. Why? Because city is null, so it is going to state now and getting me the state. If state would have been null, it would have checked region. If this all three are null, then it would have given me unknown. So this is again very, very important function, coalesce. In fact, you can always use coalesce. You don't have to remember is null. You can always use coalesce and pass two arguments, the value, the column, and the default value. So that will work as is null only, but that's okay. It is your comfort level. You can use any of these.
So Ankit, like in coalesce, it will take the first not null value, right?
Right, right.
Okay. Okay.
And isNull will anyway take only two arguments. So no confusion about it.
Okay.
Is this clear? Absolutely. The coalesce and the isNull.
Ankit, if two columns have null in coalesce,
Sorry?
if two columns having null,
So it will go to the third column. If for this row, let's say order ID, this row, city is null, let's say state was also null, right? Then it will give me region. If region is also null for this row, then it will give me the default value unknown. And this default value is also optional. Okay, so if everything is null, it will return null only, right? So you are passing three arguments, three columns, all of them are null, and you have not given any default value. Then also it will run, it will just give you null only because there is no not null value, right? Are we good here? Coalesce? And this coalesce works with any data type. It works with date, integer, anything. So if you are working with is null or coalesce, both of them. So if you are doing is null of a integer value, you have to give integer only here. So if you are doing this is null sales, then you have to pass a default value of numbers only, 1, something like this. Okay. Okay, it is giving me sales. It is not null, so it is just coming everything as it is. So if I give some, let's say AB, let's see, it will run or give some error. It is giving me error converting data type varchar to float. So what it is doing, it is trying to convert this to float because this is a float data type. So this data type and this data type should be convertible, right? So one can be converted to float, but AB cannot be. So that's why you are getting the error. Okay. So these are all null handling functions. I would highly suggest you to go through all these functions, right? I will provide the link. So we have different, these are string functions, we have numeric functions, right? Cast functions. Okay, we will talk about cast function also. Okay. So if you want to convert a data type of a column, I mean, not in the table, but while running the query. So for example, I want to say cast. So our sales is a what? So let's take a different query. Select order underscore ID, comma sales from orders. Let me limit it to. Okay, limit is not there. Top 5. Okay.
Ankit, I heard NVL. So is it same kind for ISNL?
Yeah. So NVL is same as ISNL. NVL is there in Oracle. So it is same as ISNL. NVL, it is like this. So it is same. But in SQL Server, it is ISNL. Okay. So whenever you are in doubt, let's say I'm talking about everything in SQL Server and you are working on Oracle, Teradata or something. Just you have to Google ISNL in Teradata, ISNL in Redshift. So you will get the answer at what function you have to use. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, 80% of the functions are same. Just few of them are different in all the databases. Okay. Now you have the sales. It is a float or decimal, right? Now what you want in your report, you just want to see the integer value of it, right? So what you can do, you can say cast sales as int, right? So what it will do, it will convert your sales to integer and give you the output, right? Similarly, we have some more numeric functions. So we have round, right? So I want to round it to 1 decimal place. So I can pass round and I want to round it to 1 decimal place only. So it will round to 1 decimal place. You see, it's 731.9. So it is rounding it to nearest integer. Sorry, 1 decimal place. Right? So 957.6. So you can pass round 2, round 3, anything. Again, you have a lot of numerical functions. You can just go through them, all of them. Okay. I'll share the link anyway. And should be fine. If you have any doubt in any particular function, we can discuss during next session or next doubt class. But you have to make sure that you go through all the functions. Okay. Okay. Let's touch upon quickly on the set functions. or set queries. Okay, so what we are doing so far is we have been talking about one table, or we are just joining multiple tables, right? What if my data, let's say you have this orders table, okay? Now you have in different table, different regions data. So you have south, east, west, right? So let's say in one of the table, you have only south region data. In one of the table, you have only west region data, right? You are maintaining a separate tables, right? Now what you want to combine the data, right? So let's put it in an Excel, then it will be easy to explain. So you have two tables, orders underscore east, and you have orders underscore west. Okay. Now here you have data like order ID, region, sales. Okay. Could be 1, 2, or this will be east, right? And you have another table west, which is same as this. The table is same, just the name is different, and region will be west, obviously. And order ID might be same or different. It depends how you have designed the system. Now, what you want to do, you want to generate a report combining these two data, right? You want something like this, and you should have this also. So don't get confused between join and this. In join, we join on a particular key, right? And we bring multiple columns together, right? So for example, if I join on order ID, let's say order ID is same for this one. And if I join on order ID, so this row will be joined with this row, and these two columns will come here, right? Basically, when we do join, we are combining columns, right? We are joining on a key. Now we are talking about set operations. So in set operations, one of the operation is union. In that, we can combine two tables, right? Horizontally, we can combine the data. This is vertical combining the data using join. But using union, we will horizontally combine the data. So these row plus these rows. So if this table has 100 rows, the first table has 100 rows, and this has 200 rows, the total will be 300 rows, right? Let's see this in action. So we are talking about union first. Union, there are two, union all and union, we will go one by one. Okay. So let's create some data, small data. Okay. So create table sales, sorry, orders for west. Okay. Order ID and region, and sales. Let's say just 3 columns. And I'm going to create one more east with the same structure. Okay, now I'm going to insert some data. Insert into orders west, values, so 1 west, 100, right? And one more value, 2 comma west, comma 200. Okay. Let's copy this quickly. East, order number 3, east, 4 east 300, right? Okay, so we have two tables now and data is ready. West. Okay, so we have two tables now, right? It has two records, it has two records. I want to just combine all the data together, right? So I will say select star from orders west, union all, select a star from orders east. So if I run this, I will get all the data together. Okay, so if you want to combine data row wise of multiple tables, you will use union all, right? Now, important thing is whatever columns are there, I mean, the data types and number of columns should be same in both the select. Right? Let's say I put one more column here, get date. And if I do union, it is saying all queries combined using union or these must have an equal number of expressions in their target list. So these two queries should have same number of columns and data types should be compatible. Otherwise, it will throw error, right? So you have to make sure the number of columns and the data types are compatible when you are doing a union all. Okay. So this is my union all. Yeah, anyone has any doubt?
If I do union means?
Yeah, I'm coming to it. So union all will give you the total number of rows. That's it. So if the table 1 has 100 rows and table 2 has 300 rows, you can blindly say it will give you 400 rows. It will just combine the data, nothing else. Okay. Now, when coming to union, what union will do? Union will remove the duplicates. So let's put some more data in these tables. So I'm going to put I'm going to put 3 east in this table also, in west table, just to show you. Okay. Let's look at the data now. If I do union all, what will happen? I will see how many rows? 5 rows. Right? If you see 3 east 100 is coming from table, both the tables, right? So one table has 3 records, another table has 2 records, and we are getting 5 records. Is this clear? Union all just giving you all the data together. The moment you do union, it will remove the duplicates. So it will check for the exact duplicates and will remove the duplicates and give you the unique values. So you will see 3 east 100 only once. So this is the difference between union and union all. Union all will give you everything, right? Blindly you can say it will be the number of rows in table 1 plus number of rows in table 2. That's what it will give. But union will union the data. Basically, it will do union all first, sort the data and remove the duplicates. Which means even if you have duplicates in the same table, those will also go. So for example, if I put one more here, so I'm going to put 1 west 100. So it is duplicating, right? Here. And we run this, right? Now I will get how many rows? 6 rows here, right? So 1 west 100 and 1 west 100. These are duplicates, right? Isn't it? And this is also duplicate. 3 east 100 and 3 east 100. Basically, what union will do, it will do a union all first, right? Everything you to sort internally and remove the duplicates. Doesn't matter the duplicates are within same tables, they are coming from different tables, doesn't matter. It will just remove the duplicates. You will again get 4 rows only. You're again getting 4 rows.
The only difference is union and all, so it will remove the duplicates.
Right, it will remove the duplicates.
Ankit, basically you're meaning to say that it will remove the duplicate data set, whether it is present in the same table or the different table, that doesn't matter, correct?
Doesn't matter. The duplicate rows will be removed.
And Ankit, it will make any sense if you use select distinct from order.
So distinct, if you use, then within tables, within same table, duplicates will be removed there itself, right? So let's say you want to achieve something like this, that if the duplicates are there within tables, then remove it. But if they are across tables, don't remove it. So what you can do distinct here. Okay. It depends on your requirement, and distinct here. So if there are duplicates within tables, it will be gone using distinct, right? And then you can do union all. So if the duplicates are there in different tables, they will stay intact.
Yeah, understood.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it is as per your use case. Okay. Now look at these tables again. So we have 2 orders here in the east one, and here also we have 4 orders, right? Now, is there anything common in between these 2 tables? Any common records?
P is the common.
This is the one is common, right? Order ID 3. Now let's say you want to see only the common records. So far what we have done, we are just combining the data. What if I want to see the common records? So for that, I have the intersect operator. Intersect. Right? If I do intersect, I will get the common one. Right? Again, if there are duplicates, it will again remove the duplicates. So let's say you have 2 rows of 3 east 100 in first table. Right? Let's insert it. Okay, so now if we look at it again, if you see 3 east 100 is there, but here also 3 east 100 is 2 times, right? Right? So now if I then insert, still I will get the 1 record. Right? So it is finding the intersect as well as removing the duplicates as well, if there are any. Is this clear?
Ankit, if we don't have all the rows, columns matching for a particular row, in that case, suppose that I just want to do an intersect based on the order ID or union based on the order ID.
Right. You can do. So whatever column you want to give, you can give. Not necessarily you have to give all. You just want to do intersect on order ID, just do order ID. So it will check common order IDs only. 3. It is not necessary you have to give full table. You can give columns, whatever you want to check on, but you have to make sure it is same in both the tables. I mean, both the queries. Right? So you can do order ID, comma sales. Right? So it will check intersect between these 2 columns only and give you the result.
I want to have the intersect check between 1 column only, but to display all the rows of that.
So that will be a problem then.
So we cannot do it.
Simply you cannot do, but using again subqueries and all you can do. Right? But the better way of doing it will be if, let's say, you want to check only on 2 columns, right? And display all of them. So you are doing intersect here, right? So what you can do a join as well. If you do inner join, it will give you the common values of these, right? And then you can get whatever columns you want. In inner join, you can get tables from both the columns from both the tables, right?
Right.
So you can do, in those cases, you can do inner join.
Okay.
Okay.
So is it necessary to have the column name same on both the table?
Not necessarily. Column name can be different. I can take it as sale. Not necessarily the column name should be same. No.
Then his
Only
column name will be
number of columns and data type should match. That is it. Okay. So for example, in our table, the column order ID and sales both are integer. So if I do sales and order ID here, right? Now they are compatible, sales and order ID. So this query will run, though we will not get anything because nothing is common, right? But it is running because number of columns and data types are compatible.
Okay.
Okay, so it is comparing sales and order ID with order ID and sales, which are not matching, no intersect, so nothing. If I do union, I will get the output.
And what if we don't want to see the common ones, like the common thing basically giving an intersect, but now
Right.
we want to remove that intersect, the common thing, and want to see what else we have. How can we check this?
Yeah, that is the last intersect operation, except or minus. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's look at this again. So if we look at it here, I want to do this table minus this table, which means give me all of the records from here minus if anything is common here, right? That's what we want. So for example, 3 East 100 is there. I don't want that. I just want 4 East 300 because this is not there in this. So for that, we have minus operator or except operator. In some databases, it is minus. In some, it is except. So I think here it is except. Yeah, in SQL Server, it is except. In some of the databases, you will see minus. But both are same thing. Okay. So if I run this, it is just giving me 4 East 300. So if I do reverse, it will do West minus East. Again, if there are duplicates, it will also remove the duplicates. Right? So we had some duplicates here, but we are getting only unique values. So except union all, just remember this. This is a very common question during interviews. The duplicate thing, everyone gets confused. So you have to remember only union all will give you everything. All of these except, intersect, and union will always remove duplicates. Only union all will give you all duplicates also.
Yeah, but in this, like, except we are getting, the non-duplicate report records from one table. Is it possible if we can, from both tables, not from only one table? Like, right now we are getting 1 and 2. That is from the first table you have provided.
Right.
But from both table, if you want to see the resultant, okay, we have this much of record, 5 records, out of which 3 are uncommon, 2 are duplicates.
Okay, so what you can do this, these two you can do, right? You want a combination of these both, right?
Yeah.
So you can just do this and say union
between them. Okay.
All and then this. Yeah. You can run this. Right? We got 3 records.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes it is very handy when, let's say, you are doing a testing, right? So you have a test data set and expected output, and you want to compare, or you have 2 tables, you want to compare that which rows are different, right? So you can always do except and check, okay, which rows are different and the data is not correct. So this comes very handy while doing testing and all, this except.
Ankit, I have one question.
Yeah.
So we need to apply these set operators on the different table, or we can apply it on the same table as well?
You can apply in the same table.
Okay.
Yeah, no restriction as such.
Okay.
So let's do this. I will do union, except will not give anything anyway. And both are from east. And if I run this, I'm getting 4 records. Okay. And if I do union, what will happen? I will get only the unique record. So again, it will be same as one table, right? It will remove the duplicates.
Yeah.
You doing this and running just this is same.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. But there is no restriction that it should be same table. The only restriction, again, I'm telling, the number of columns here and in the second should be same, and the data type should be compatible. That is the only restriction of using set operations. Okay.
Ankit, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
For the intersect operation. So
Mhm.
if someone would ask us what would be the difference between an intersect and the inner join, then the major differences is what we can say is intersect is like an operator and inner join is like a join. And
Right.
the other thing is that intersect wouldn't return duplicates, but inner join would return duplicates.
Right.
And I was wondering that intersect also returns null values in comparison with what inner join would do, right?
Let's do this. Let's try it. So whenever in doubt, just try it. Right? Guys, please go on mute. Okay, let me put a null value here. Null and null here as well, right? That's what you are asking.
Yeah, right.
So it is giving me null. Yeah. If null is there, it is coming in intersect. Yeah.
Right. So what else could we include when we try to compare those two if someone would ask us in terms of a question?
So see, intersect is a set operations you have to tell first. Okay.
Right.
And join is a join operation. So when you are doing join, you can join on 1, 2, 3 columns, whatever. Let's say you have 10 columns, right? I'm talking about the use case. Now, if you have 10 columns and if you join on 10 columns, it will not be a good idea, right?
Right.
So that time you will use intersect. If you have 1 or 2 columns to check, and again, depends on your use case. If you want to join tables and get data from both the tables, then definitely you will use join. If you just want to see which are common records, you can use intersect, right?
Right, got it.
Right. So yeah, it depends on your use case, but they are different, completely different.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. The use case is different for sure.
Right. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Okay, guys, I think that is it for today. Now we have covered union, this union all. I will be sharing some more good questions. And now the questions can be from any topic. So far, what is happening is whatever topic I'm covering, I'm giving on that. So you guys know that you have to use this. Now I will be giving mix. So don't expect that I will be giving question on only, set operations or string functions or date functions. Now I will mix and match so that you don't know what you have to use and you have to think about it, right? How to solve it. Okay. Okay, if there are no doubts, we will all meet again on Thursday. Thanks for your time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too, Ankit.
Thank you, Ankit.
Thank you, Ankit.
Thank you.
Thank you.